Tonight it is my tremendous honor to be present at a long overdue moment as Wes Studi becomes the very first Native American to receive an Academy Award. When I think about Wes, I think, my God, what a face. That face that is etched with history, with experience, character, dignity, every emotion under the sun. That face that tells so many stories all at once. It is carved from a life lived to the full. Wes doesn't do anything by halves. Some of that life has been spent as an actor, some as a musician, a combat veteran, an activist. He is many things. He is multi-talented. He's also a linguist and an expert horseman. I got to see that expertise when we worked together on Scott Cooper's Hostiles. Wes portrays a dying Cheyenne war chief, and I'm a reluctant US cavalry officer tasked with escorting him from his forced imprisonment in New Mexico back to his tribal Montana homeland. You might be thinking that this was yet another romantic comedy by Scott Cooper, but I assure you it wasn't. We were at extreme elevation with torrential rains, lightning strikes that seemed to have a personal vendetta against us, rattlesnakes galore, and worst of all, other bloody actors to deal with throughout. And Wes was present with a good laugh, an unrepeatable joke, right, a lot of those, or a kind smile. Just when you least expected it, but most welcomed it. We spoke a fair bit of dialogue in Cheyenne, a daunting task, but Wes made it look effortless as he did with his riding. He is at one with the horse, which, believe me, is not common even on a Western set. It's actually quite entertaining if you ever get the chance to see actors trying to pretend that they've, spent many years on horses. Take that opportunity. Over the course of his career, Wes has spoken more than 24 different native languages on screen, not just a word here and there, but lengthy, linguistically challenging conversations in dozens of languages, whether it be Pawnee, Cheyenne, his native Cherokee, or Comanche. Wes does it with ease. How many of us can say that? His extraordinary linguistic ability isn't limited simply to existing language. For James Cameron's Avatar, Wes was a language consultant working alongside the production linguist to create words for a new language called Na'vi. He is passionate about the preservation of native languages and communities. He serves as spokesman for both the Indigenous Language Institute and the partnership with Native Americans. But for all Wes's practical skill with words, it's still how he uses them that makes him such a brilliant actor. His performances are nuanced, his characters are rich, truthful, and three-dimensional. And when they're based on historical figures, they are painstakingly accurate. I've seen firsthand the care that Wes takes to make sure every detail, whether that be props, wardrobe, weapons, art direction, that it's all properly attended to. It's clear that Wes is in possession of a brilliant mind and prodigious talent, but more importantly, as an artist, he has had a profound influence on the perception of his people. When we think of Native Americans in film, his are some of the most distinctive performances that we all remember. His work is part of a remarkable and necessary canon, but when we think of masterful canons, it's important to remember that they reflect only those who've had the opportunity to participate. Too few opportunities in film on both sides of the camera have gone to native or indigenous artists. We're a room full of people who can change that. It is imperative that we do. Wes, thank you so much for asking me to present this to you. Also, I mean, really having me follow Joy Harjo, US Poet Laureate. I mean, what an anticlimax. I apologize for that. What cruelty to everybody involved. But anyway, on behalf of myself, the Academy, and moviegoers across the world, I would like to thank you for your work and congratulate you on tonight's honor. If I were as talented as you, I would say it in a couple dozen languages, but I'm not. So you'll have to settle for it in English. Wes, it is my immense privilege to present you with this Academy Award. Congratulations.